Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala maulana rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. My dear brothers, we started talking last week about one of the important topics when it comes to one of the emotions that all of us have to face in life. Allah Azza wa Jal has put in our lives trials, hardships, and it's the way in which we deal with these hardships that shows our true personality, that shows our true faith, our true commitment to the religion. One of these hardships, one of these emotions, one of these irritations of life is the anger. And we talked last week about one of the important hadith when it comes to the anger, which is the hadith in which one man came to see the Prophet ﷺ, and he asked him many times the same question. أوصني يا رسول الله وأقلله علي حتى أعقله. Advise me, but only in few words, so I can remember your advice. And the Prophet ﷺ each and every time kept repeating to him, do not get angry. And we say that being angry or becoming angry in a situation is not in control of a person. You see something, you hear something, it's an uncontrollable emotion. You hear something, you see something, something does something to you on the road, and you get angry. So it's not something that you can control. However, what you can control is the outcome of the anger, is what comes after the anger. That's where you see the true personality. If you want to see somebody's true personality that is hiding behind the self-controlled one, the one that you see coming in the masjid wearing nice clothes, smiling, then you need to see him in that moment of anger, because that's when you see the true personality that is hiding behind the self-controlled ones. And we have talked about this last week. What I'm going to talk about this week is ways and manners that can help us really in controlling the emotion, in controlling the anger, in getting control of ourselves in those irritations. And the first one is ذكر الله عز وجل. الاستعاذة من الشيطان is remembering Allah Azza wa Jal. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, إنما خلق الشيطان إنما الغضب من الشيطان. Anger comes from the devil. And devil was created from the fire. And the fire is only extinguished by water. So when you get angry, one of the things is to make the ablution. But let me start with remembering Allah Azza wa Jal. Two men, at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they have irritated each other to the point that the face of one of them becomes so red of anger. The Prophet ﷺ, he looked at him and he said, إِنِّي لَأَعْلَمُ كَلِمَةً لَوْ قَالَهَا لَذَهَبَ عَنْهُ مَا يَجِدْ لَوْ قَالَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. The Prophet ﷺ, he looked at him and he said, I know a word, the saying of which will make him get rid of this situation. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, لَوْ قَالَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ, if only he says, أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. And Allah Azza wa Jal, he said in the verse, وَإِمَّا يَنْزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ. Allah Azza wa Jal, he said in Surah Al Imran that if an evil suggestion comes to you, then seek refuge with Allah Azza wa Jal. So one of the most important thing, one of the best things to do at the moment of anger is just dhikr Allah Azza wa Jal. Rather than saying that which is wrong, rather than saying that which will hurt, try and make your tongue just say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, or remember Allah Azza wa Jal, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. That will definitely help you get control of yourself again. Another one is to change position. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, if somebody gets angry while he's standing, then let him sit down. And if he's sitting down, then let him lie down. And the reason behind that is that when you are standing, you have more powers, you have more control over the situation. You can hurt somebody, you can do something that you might regret afterwards. So sit down. That will make you control yourself better. And if not, even lay down if you can. That will help you even better control yourself. The third one is to make wudu. And then just mentioned the hadith. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, إِنَّمَا الْغَضَبُ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Anger comes from the shaitan, from the devil. And the devil was created from fire, and the fire is extinguished by water. If somebody gets angry, then let him make wudu. And by going out of the context, the situation that makes you angry, you forget that situation for at least a few minutes. You get away from the person who has made you feel that way, at least for a few minutes, while you are making the ablution, and you make your mind thinking about something else rather than just focusing on the situation, which will not solve the problem. The fourth one that I'm going to talk about, inshallah, is keep silent. If you get angry, and this actually, with a lot of the points that I have mentioned before, needs training, needs that we educate ourselves, that we start thinking about this when the anger comes. Keep silent. How many people have divorced in a moment of anger, then regretted it? How many people have split from their families in a moment of anger and then regretted it? How many people have stopped doing business with some people and then they have regretted it? How many people have said wrong things at the moment of anger and then it hurt the other person, or then something happens, and then when they calm down, they see the consequences and then they regret it. So if you don't want to regret something, instead of talking about that, which is good, which you might regret afterwards, say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول إذا غضب أحدكم فليسكت. If somebody gets angry, let him keep silent, let him remain silent. And the last one I will finish with, inshallah, is remember the reward that Allah Azza wa Jal has prepared for those who control their anger, those who forgive people. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever suppresses his anger while he is capable of unleashing it, Allah Azza wa Jal will fill him with assurance and faith. And Allah Azza wa Jal, what He said, سارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها السماوات والأرض أعدت للمتقين. All of this reward for whom? الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس. And those who suppresses their anger, and those who control their anger and forgive people. Allah Azza wa Jal, He even mentioned after this verse, أولئك جزاؤهم مغفرة من ربهم وجنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار. For those people, they will have the forgiveness of their Lord. وجنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار, paradises and there will be rivers. وَنِعْمَ أَجْرُ الْعَامِلِينَ. So these are 5 ways that can help ourselves control the anger, control the moments of anger. I will talk, inshallah ta'ala, next week about situations, about examples of people who could really unleash their anger, yet they have controlled themselves. Just to see that these are not theoretical concepts. These are not things that we cannot put in practice. Because when we hear about these things, in so many people's mind, what goes in so many people's mind is that, yes, but when I'm angry, I can't control myself. But the religion came only for that. The religion came only so that you control yourself in the moment of anger as in the moment of when you're happy. And I'm going to talk, inshallah ta'ala, next week about 2-3 situations in which people could really unleash their anger, and yet they have controlled it. And yet they have given the role model for the rest of the community. صلى الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن ينفعنا بما سمعنا وأن يعلمنا ما ينفعنا إنه ولي ذلك والقادر عليه. اللهم اصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا ودنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وآخرتنا التي إليها معادنا. اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير والموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم اغننا بحلالك عن حرامك وبفضلك عما سواك. اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة ونعيمها ونعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وعلى التابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. وقوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.